Good afternoon, children. Now we are continuing our next topic, that is the biotic resources and abiotic resources. Okay, so on the basis of origin, we have classified resources on two categories: biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic resources we know very well. Biotic resources related to living organisms. Okay, so biotic resources are obtained from the biosphere and have life, such as human beings, flora, fauna, fisheries, and livestock. Okay, so now I have abiotic resources. Abiotic resources related to non-living organisms. Non-living organisms we know very well: rocks, metal, water, soil. These are the abiotic resources. Okay, so all those things which are composed of non-living things are called abiotic resources. Okay, so next, on the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility, we have classified resources on two categories: renewable and non-renewable. So renewable resources, by its name, it is reflecting renewable. It means we can get it again. We can we can use these resources again. So the renewable resources, the resources which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical, or mechanical process, or known as renewable. These resources are called as a replenishable resources also. Example: solar, wind energy, water, forest, and wildlife. Okay, so the renewable resources may be further divided into continuous or flow. Now second is that non-renewable resources. So non-renewable resources mean we cannot use these resources again and again. Okay, so non-renewable resources like these occur over a very long geological time. These resources these resources have much taken much time, like minerals and fossil fuels, and these are called as a non-renewable resources. It means we cannot use it again and again. One time it may be exhausted. It will take thousand of years to renew. Okay, so these resources take millions of years in their formation. Some of the resources like metals are recyclable, and some like fossil fuels cannot be recycled and get exhausted with their use on. Okay, so now third is categories is that on the basis of ownership. So on the basis of ownership, we can classify resources on different categories. First is that individual, community, national, and international. Okay, so on the basis of ownership, we can see that individual resources. So individual resources means these are also owned privately by individuals, and many farmers on land which is allotted to them by the government against the payment of revenue. Okay, so in villages we will see that there are people with land ownership, but there are many who are landless. But in urban areas, urban people own plots, houses, and other properties. Okay, so plantation and pastoral lands, ponds, water in Wales, they are all the examples of the resources ownership. It means by individual resources. It means people have their own resources. In simple way, we can say that private property, right? So these are called as a individual resources. Now second is that community resources. Community on resources. Okay, so community resources mean there are resources which are accessible to all the members of the community, right? These resources have used by the members of the community, like village commons. In village we can see that common grazing grounds, burial grounds, right? Ponds, public parks, and picnic spots, playground, right? In urban areas, so these resources used by the community, right? Okay, thank you.